Christmas has always been my favorite time of year. The lights, the music, the food, the family, the traditions. Every year since I was a child, Christmas meant home, meant love, meant togetherness, meant joy. And when I got married, when I started my own family, I carried those traditions forward, made them my own, made them sacred. Christmas at our house wasn't just a holiday, it was an experience. I'd start planning in October. Menu, decorations, gifts, everything. By December 1st, the house was transformed. Lights everywhere, tree in the living room, wreaths on every door, garland on the stairs, Christmas music playing constantly, cookies baking, hot chocolate brewing, magic in the air. Christmas Day itself was always special, always big, always perfect. Or at least I tried to make it perfect. I'd invite everyone, my parents, my siblings, my husband's parents, his siblings, nieces, nephews, everyone, 25 people, sometimes 30. All gathered in our home, eating, laughing, opening gifts, celebrating, creating memories, building legacy. This was what Christmas was about: family, love, togetherness. December 25th, 2023. I'd been preparing for weeks. The house was perfect, the menu was planned. Ham, turkey, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, cornbread, sweet potato casserole, pecan pie, sweet potato pie, red velvet cake. Everything homemade, everything with love, everything designed to make people feel welcome, feel cherished, feel home. Guests would arrive at 3 p.m., dinner at 5 p.m., gifts at 6:30 p.m., then dessert, then fellowship, then sending everyone home full and happy. I'd been cooking since 6 a.m. My husband Troy was helping, setting up tables, arranging chairs, making sure everything was ready. Our 3 children were helping too. Marcus Jr., 12, Jasmine, 9, Isaiah, 6, all dressed in Christmas outfits, all excited, all ready to celebrate with family. At 2:45 p.m., I was putting final touches on the dining room, making sure everything looked perfect. That's when the doorbell rang. Early guests. I smiled, wiped my hands on my apron, headed to the door, opened it with a big smile, ready to welcome family, ready to embrace, ready to celebrate. But it wasn't family. It was a woman I'd never seen before, young, maybe late 20s, beautiful, African American, wearing a red dress, inappropriate for Christmas dinner, too tight, too short, too much. Holding a large gift bag, silver, sparkly, expensive looking. She smiled at me. Big smile, confident, comfortable, like she belonged. "Hi, you must be Shayna. I'm Bianca. Is Troy here? I brought a gift for the family." She held up the bag, gestured like she was coming in. I blocked the doorway, confused. "Who are you? How do you know my name? How do you know Troy?" She laughed. "Oh, Troy didn't tell you I was coming? That's so like him." Always forgetting to communicate. She pushed past me, walked into my house, like she owned it, like she'd been here before. "I'm Bianca, Troy's girlfriend. Well, his other woman, I guess you'd say. We've been together for a year, and I thought it was time to meet his family, to meet you, to bring gifts, to be part of the celebration." Time stopped, completely stopped. My brain couldn't process, couldn't understand, couldn't accept what I was hearing. Troy's girlfriend? Other woman? Together a year? Coming to Christmas dinner? Bringing gifts? None of it made sense. None of it was real. This had to be a mistake, had to be a prank, had to be something other than what it appeared to be. "I'm sorry," I said slowly, voice shaking. "There must be a misunderstanding. Troy doesn't have a girlfriend. Troy is my husband. We've been married 14 years. We have 3 children. You must have the wrong house, wrong person, wrong everything." Bianca looked at me, sympathetic, pitying. "Oh, honey, I know this is a shock. I know Troy should have told you, should have prepared you. But he didn't. Because he's a coward, because he didn't want to face consequences, because he wanted to keep both of us, keep his family, keep me, have everything. But I'm tired of being a secret, tired of hiding, tired of spending holidays alone while he's here with you. So I decided to crash the party, to introduce myself, to make my presence known. She walked to the living room, set the gift bag under the Christmas tree, like it belonged there, like she belonged there. Troy appeared from the kitchen, saw Bianca. His face went white, completely drained of color. "Bianca? What are you doing here?" His voice was panicked, terrified, guilty. She turned, smiled at him. "Hi, baby. Surprise. I decided to come to Christmas dinner, to meet your family, to finally be part of your life, openly, publicly. No more hiding, no more secrets." She walked to him, tried to hug him. He stepped back, pushed her away. "You need to leave, right now. This isn't the time, this isn't the place. You can't be here." "Why not?" she challenged. "Why can't I be here?" "Because your wife doesn't know about me, because your kids don't know, because you've been lying to everyone for a year?" "Well, now they know. Now everyone will know." She turned back to me. "He's been with me since last Christmas, December 2022, a year. Met me at a work conference. Told me he was unhappily married. Told me his marriage was dead. Told me he was planning to leave, to divorce, to be with me. But he never did. Never left. Never divorced. Just kept coming to my apartment. Kept sleeping with me. Kept promising. Kept lying. So I decided to force his hand, to make him choose, by showing up here, by meeting you, by exposing everything. I felt my legs give out, felt myself sinking, felt the world tilting. Troy caught me, helped me to the couch. "Shayna, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This isn't what it looks like. She's lying. She's obsessed. She's stalking me. We had coffee once. That's it. Nothing more. She's making this up. She's crazy." Bianca laughed, harsh, cold. "I'm crazy? I'm the one who's crazy?" She pulled out her phone, started scrolling, showing me pictures, her and Troy, at restaurants, at her apartment, in bed, hundreds of pictures, spanning 12 months, receipts, hotel confirmations, text messages, everything. A year of evidence, a year of betrayal, a year of lies, all documented, all undeniable, all destroying me. The doorbell rang. My parents, arriving for dinner. I couldn't move, couldn't think, couldn't function. Troy looked at me, panicked. "What do I do? What do we do?" I looked at him. At this man I'd been married to for 14 years. This man I'd built a life with. This man who'd been living a double life for a year. And I felt something inside me snap. Something fundamental. Something irreversible. "Answer the door," I said. My voice was cold, dead, flat. "Let them in. Let everyone in. Let them meet Bianca. Let them hear what she has to say. Let everyone know what you've been doing, what you've been hiding, what kind of man you really are." "Shayna, no, please. We can fix this. We can work this out. I'll make her leave. We'll pretend this never happened. Please." He was begging, desperate, terrified of exposure, terrified of consequences, terrified of truth. "No," I said. "We're not pretending anymore. We're not hiding anymore. We're not protecting you anymore. You made choices. You created this situation. Now you face it. Face your family. Face your children. Face everyone. And you tell them the truth." I stood up, walked to the door, opened it. My parents stood there, arms full of gifts, smiles on faces. "Merry Christmas, baby girl." My mother hugged me. My father followed. I hugged them back. Mechanical, empty. "Come in. Everyone's here. We have a guest. Someone Troy invited. Someone you need to meet." Over the next 30 minutes, everyone arrived. Both families, all the siblings, all the children. 28 people total. All gathering in my living room. All confused. All sensing something was wrong. Troy was standing in the corner. Pale, sweating, terrified. Bianca was sitting on my couch, comfortable, confident, enjoying the chaos she'd created. When everyone was settled, I stood in front of them. My voice was shaking but clear. "Thank you all for coming, for being here, for being family. I need to tell you something. Something that's going to change everything. Something that's going to ruin Christmas. But something you all need to know. I gestured to Bianca. This is Bianca, Troy's girlfriend. They've been together for a year. She came today to meet us, to introduce herself, to bring gifts, to be part of our family Christmas. Because apparently, that's what mistresses do now. They crash family holidays. They expose affairs in front of children. They destroy families on Christmas Day. The room erupted, gasps, yelling, crying, questions, accusations. My mother started crying. My father stood up, ready to confront Troy. Troy's mother looked devastated, betrayed. His father looked furious. The children were confused, scared. Marcus Jr. was old enough to understand. His face crumbled. Dad, is this true? Troy looked at his son, tears streaming, tried to speak. Nothing came out, just stood there, guilty, caught, exposed. Bianca stood up, addressed everyone. I know this is shocking. I know this ruins your holiday, but I needed you all to know the truth. Needed you to see who Troy really is. A liar, a cheater, a man who lives double lives, who makes promises he doesn't keep, who destroys everyone around him. She turned to me. I'm sorry for doing this today. Sorry for ruining Christmas, but I'm not sorry for exposing him. You deserve to know. Your children deserve to know. Everyone deserved to know. I looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw something I didn't expect. I saw pain, real pain. She wasn't doing this out of malice. She was doing it out of desperation, out of heartbreak, out of being used. Troy had destroyed her too, had made her promises, had lied to her, had wasted a year of her life. She was a victim too, a different kind of victim, but victim nonetheless. Thank you, I said quietly. Thank you for telling the truth. Thank you for giving me the evidence I needed. Thank you for being brave enough to expose him, because I wouldn't have, because I would have kept believing his lies, kept accepting his excuses, kept living in denial. But you forced the truth, and for that, I'm grateful. I turned to Troy. Get out of my house, get out of our lives. Don't take anything, don't say anything, just leave, now. He started toward me. Shayna, please, I love you, I love our kids. This was a mistake, a terrible mistake, but I love you. No, you don't, I said. You don't love me. You don't love our kids. You love yourself. You love having everything. You love living however you want without consequences. But that's over. The consequences are here. Face them. Leave, now. He looked at his parents, at my parents, at his children, all staring at him, all disgusted, all done. He grabbed his coat, walked to the door, looked back one more time. I'll fix this. I'll make this right. I promise. Don't bother, I said. We're done. Completely done. File for divorce or I will. Either way, this marriage is over. He left. Door closed behind him. Silence. Heavy, oppressive, devastating. Then Bianca spoke. I should go too. I said what I came to say. Did what I came to do. I'm sorry again. For all of this. She headed to the door. Wait, I said. The gift. The one you brought. What is it? She stopped. Looked at the silver bag under the tree. It's a photo album. Pictures of Troy and me. Our year together. Everywhere we went. Everything we did. Everything he told you he was doing for work. For conferences. For overtime. All lies. All time with me. I wanted you to see, to know, to have proof. So you'd never doubt, never question, never take him back. She left, door closed, and we were alone. My family, my broken family, surrounded by Christmas decorations, by lights, by joy, by everything that was supposed to make this day perfect. But it wasn't perfect. It was destroyed. Shattered, ruined, by Troy's choices, by Bianca's courage, by truth. My mother came to me, held me, let me cry. Baby, I'm so sorry, so incredibly sorry. My father sat with Marcus Jr., held him, let him cry too. Troy's parents took Jasmine and Isaiah to another room, away from the chaos, away from the pain. The rest of the family started cleaning up, taking down decorations, putting away food, canceling Christmas. Because how do you celebrate after that? How do you eat ham and open gifts after your marriage explodes? That night, after everyone left, after the kids were in bed, I opened the gift. The photo album, flipped through pages, saw Troy and Bianca at restaurants, at the beach, at concerts, at her apartment, in bed, happy, smiling, in love, or what looked like love. A year of memories, a year of lies, a year of my husband building a life with someone else, while I cooked, cleaned, raised kids. Believed him, trusted him, loved him. I closed the album, set it aside, and made a decision. I wasn't going to fall apart, wasn't going to collapse, wasn't going to let this destroy me. Troy had chosen. Bianca had forced his hand. But I had choices too, and I was choosing me. Choosing my kids, choosing freedom, choosing to rebuild, stronger, better, without him. Monday morning, December 26th, I filed for divorce. Didn't wait, didn't hesitate, didn't give Troy a chance to manipulate, to lie, to convince me to stay. Just filed, hired a lawyer, started proceedings, aggressive, comprehensive, strategic. I wanted everything. The house, primary custody, child support, spousal support, his retirement, everything. Not because I was greedy, but because I deserved it. Deserved to be taken care of after what he did. Deserved security. Deserved compensation. Troy tried fighting, tried negotiating, tried begging. I refused. Said no. Said take it to court. Let a judge decide. Let's see what happens when they hear about the affair. About Bianca crashing Christmas. About the photo album. About a year of lies. His lawyer advised him to settle. Said he wouldn't win. Said judges don't look kindly on this kind of betrayal. Especially on Christmas. Especially in front of children. He settled. Gave me everything I asked for. Signed in February 2024. 2 months. Done. Over. Finalized. But the divorce was just paperwork. The real work was internal. Rebuilding myself. Healing. Processing. Becoming new. I started therapy. Dr. Angela Richardson, specialized in betrayal, in affairs, in rebuilding after devastation. She was incredible, patient, wise, honest. She helped me understand that Troy's affair wasn't about me, wasn't because I wasn't enough, wasn't because I failed. It was about him, his brokenness, his selfishness, his choices. She helped me release shame, release guilt, release responsibility for his actions. I started a women's support group at my new church, Faith Covenant Fellowship, for women navigating divorce, betrayal, single motherhood, rebuilding, 8 women, meeting weekly, sharing, supporting, praying, healing. These women became my lifeline, my community, my sisters. They understood, had lived it, were living it. We carried each other. I focused on my children. Marcus Jr. was struggling most, 12 years old enough to understand, old enough to feel the full weight of betrayal, angry at his father, protective of me, trying to be the man of the house. I got him counseling, helped him process, helped him understand he wasn't responsible for fixing me, for replacing Troy, for being anything other than a 12-year-old boy. He improved, slowly, started smiling again, started trusting again, started being a kid again. Jasmine and Isaiah adjusted faster, 9 and 6, young enough to be resilient, young enough to accept new normal quickly. We created new routines, new traditions, new family dynamics, just the 4 of us, learning to function, learning to thrive, learning to be whole without Troy. I went back to school, something I'd always wanted to do but put off for marriage, for kids, for Troy's career, for everyone except me. I enrolled in a nursing program, had always wanted to be a nurse, always had a heart for caring, for healing, for helping. Started classes March 2024. Online program, flexible, manageable, challenging, but exciting. I was doing something for me, building a future for me, creating opportunities for me. I started exercising, taking care of my body, had neglected it for years, too busy with everyone else, too focused on everyone else's needs. But now I was focused on me, joined a gym, started going 4 times a week, lost weight, gained muscle, gained confidence, gained strength, physical and emotional, started feeling like myself again, like the woman I was before marriage, before compromise, before losing myself in someone else. I redecorated the house, completely redecorated, removed everything that reminded me of Troy, his favorite chair, his pictures, his colors, his preferences. I painted walls, changed furniture, added plants, added light, made the house mine, made it reflect me, my taste, my style, my energy. It felt amazing, felt like reclaiming space, reclaiming home, reclaiming life. 6 months after Christmas, June 2024, something unexpected happened. I met someone. His name was David. We met at the gym. He was a personal trainer, helping me with form, with technique. We started talking about fitness, about goals, about life. He asked me to coffee. I said yes. We talked for 3 hours, about everything. He was divorced too, understood the journey, understood the pain, understood the rebuilding. We started dating, slowly, cautiously, no rush, no pressure, just getting to know each other, building friendship, building trust. David was different from Troy, transparent, honest, consistent. What you saw was what you got. No secrets, no lies, no double life. He'd been through his own betrayal. His ex-wife had cheated. He understood my pain, my triggers, my hesitations. He was patient, gave me space, gave me time, gave me grace. And slowly, over months, I started opening up, started trusting, started believing in love again. My children met David in September. 8 months of dating, slow introduction, careful, intentional. They liked him, respected him, appreciated how he treated me, how he treated them, how he respected boundaries, how he didn't try to replace their father, just tried to be a good man, a supportive presence, a healthy example. Marcus Jr. especially connected with him, needed a positive male role model. David stepped into that role naturally, easily, beautifully. Troy tried coming back, multiple times, tried reconciling, tried explaining, tried justifying. I refused, said no, said I'd moved on, said I'd rebuilt, said I was happy, said I didn't need him, didn't want him, didn't miss him. He struggled with that, with me thriving without him, with me being better without him, with me choosing happiness over familiarity. But that was his problem, not mine. I'd done my healing, done my work, done my rebuilding, and I wasn't going back. Bianca reached out once, 6 months after Christmas, called, asked to meet, said she wanted to apologize, to explain, to connect. I agreed, met her at a coffee shop. Neutral territory, safe space. She looked different, smaller, sadder, more broken. She apologized, said she was sorry for how she did it, for Christmas, for the photo album, for the public humiliation. Said she was hurt, was desperate, wasn't thinking clearly, just wanted Troy to choose, to commit, to be honest. I told her I understood, told her she did me a favor, told her I was grateful she exposed him, because I wouldn't have, because I was too comfortable, too accepting, too willing to ignore red flags. She freed me, even though it was painful, even though it was humiliating, even though it destroyed Christmas. She freed me, and I thanked her. She told me Troy tried staying with her after I kicked him out, tried building relationship, tried making it work, but it fell apart in 3 months. Because what they had was built on lies, on secrecy, on stolen moments. It couldn't survive reality, couldn't survive daylight, couldn't survive being together openly. They had nothing real, nothing solid, nothing worth keeping. She was alone now, rebuilding too, learning too, healing too. We didn't become friends, didn't stay in touch, but we had mutual respect, mutual understanding. We were both victims of Troy's selfishness, both used, both discarded, both rebuilding, and we wished each other well, genuinely, sincerely, completely. December 2024, 1 year after the Christmas disaster. I was hosting Christmas again, smaller, different, just my parents. My siblings, my kids, David, 12 people, intimate, comfortable, real, no pretense, no performance, no trying to be perfect, just being together, being family, being grateful. We cooked together, laughed together, opened gifts together, shared memories, not just the good ones, but the hard ones too. Last Christmas, the explosion, the devastation, how we survived, how we rebuilt, how we're stronger now, how we're better now, how we're grateful now, for truth, for freedom, for each other. Marcus Jr. said something that made me cry. He was opening a gift from David, basketball shoes. He'd mentioned wanting them. David remembered, got them. Marcus looked at David, then at me, then said, "This is the best Christmas we've ever had, because everyone here actually wants to be here, actually loves each other, actually tells the truth. Last year was awful, but it gave us this year, gave us real, gave us better. So maybe it wasn't the worst thing. Maybe it was the beginning of the best thing." I hugged him, cried, because he was right. Last Christmas destroyed us, but it also freed us from lies, from pretending, from living half lives. Bianca crashing our dinner, exposing Troy, bringing that gift. It was the worst moment, but it was also the catalyst, the push I needed, the truth I needed, the freedom I needed, to become who I am now, to build what I have now, to live how I'm living now. December 2025. 2 years after the disaster, I'm 39 years old, divorced, single mother of 3, full-time nursing student, dating an incredible man, living in a home I designed, driving a car I chose, living a life I built, from scratch, from ruins, from devastation, and I'm happy, genuinely happy. Not performing happy, not pretending happy, actually happy, content, whole, free. Troy sees the kids every other weekend, pays child support, stays distant. He's dating someone new. Someone who doesn't know his history, doesn't know what he's capable of. I pray for her, hope she's smarter than I was, hope she asks harder questions, hope she demands transparency, hope she protects herself. But that's not my responsibility, not my burden, not my problem. I did my time, learned my lessons, moved forward. At our Christmas dinner 2 years ago, my husband's mistress showed up with a gift for my family. A gift that exposed lies, that destroyed illusions, that shattered comfort. That ruined Christmas. But that gift, as devastating as it was also the greatest gift I've ever received. Because it freed me from living a lie, freed me from trusting someone untrustworthy, freed me from wasting more years on someone who didn't value me, freed me from being small, from being less, from being half. It freed me to become whole, to become new, to become better, to become me. Bianca didn't come to destroy me. She came to destroy the lie. And in destroying the lie, she gave me truth. And truth, even painful truth, even devastating truth, even Christmas-ruining truth, is always better than comfortable lies. Always. Because you can't build real on fake, can't build strong on weak, can't build future on fantasy. You need truth. Solid, painful, devastating truth. As foundation, as starting point, as catalyst. So thank you, Bianca. Thank you for being brave enough to show up. Thank you for being bold enough to expose. Thank you for being honest enough to tell truth. Thank you for that gift, that photo album, that evidence, that undeniable proof. Thank you for ruining Christmas 2023. Because without that ruin, I wouldn't have rebuilt. Without that destruction, I wouldn't have reconstructed. Without that devastation, I wouldn't have discovered who I really am, what I'm really capable of, how strong I really am. 2 years later, I'm not the woman I was. I'm stronger, braver, wiser, more discerning, more confident, more whole. I don't need a man to complete me, don't need a relationship to validate me, don't need anyone to tell me I'm enough, because I know I'm enough. I proved it by surviving, by rebuilding, by thriving, by becoming, by being, by living, fully, authentically, freely. At our Christmas dinner, my husband's mistress showed up with a gift for my family. And it changed everything, destroyed everything, then rebuilt everything. Better, stronger, real. And for that, I'm grateful. Not grateful for the pain, but grateful for the truth. Grateful for the freedom. Grateful for the woman I've become. Grateful for the life I'm living. Grateful for the future I'm building. Grateful for the gift of truth. Even when truth comes wrapped in devastation. Even when truth comes delivered by a mistress. Even when truth ruins Christmas, it's still truth. And truth always sets you free. Pause and reflect with me. Have you ever had a moment, a single moment, that destroyed everything you thought you knew? A moment that shattered your reality so completely you couldn't see how you'd survive? That was my Christmas 2023. The mistress at my door. The gift under my tree. The truth exploding in front of my family. I thought my life was over. Thought I'd never recover. Thought I'd never be whole again. But here's what I learned. Sometimes destruction is necessary for reconstruction. Sometimes everything has to fall apart before you can build something better. Sometimes the worst moment of your life is actually the first moment of your new life. I want to ask you, question 1. If someone gave you proof of betrayal wrapped as a gift, would you be grateful for the truth or bitter about the method? Would you rather know through public humiliation or live in comfortable ignorance? Comment below. Truth or ignorance? Question 2. Have you ever looked back at the worst moment of your life and realized it was actually a turning point towards something better? What was that moment? How did it change you? Share your story. Someone needs to hear it. Question 3. If you were in my position, mistress at your Christmas dinner, affair exposed in front of family and children, how would you handle it? Would you kick everyone out? Would you confront? Would you collapse? Comment. Confront, collapse, or kick out? Question 4. Do you think Bianca was wrong for showing up on Christmas? Or was she brave for forcing the truth? Is there a right way to expose an affair? Or is all exposure inherently messy? Drop your thoughts below. Question 5. Could you ever thank the person who destroyed your life for setting you free? Or is that bridge too far? Can you separate the pain from the outcome? I'm curious what you think. Question 6. What would you do with the photo album? Keep it? Burn it? Use it? I kept mine as evidence for divorce court. Was that cold or smart? Tell me. Final question. The one that matters most. Who are you becoming after your devastation? Are you smaller or stronger, bitter or better, broken or rebuilt? Because that's the real question, not what happened to you, but what you're doing with what happened, who you're becoming, what you're building, how you're rising. Hit like if you believe truth always wins, even painful truth. Subscribe for more true stories of Black women who turned devastation into transformation. Comment your answer to any question above. I read every single one. Remember, the gift you don't want might be the gift you most need. Sometimes mercy looks like exposure. Sometimes love looks like truth. Sometimes freedom comes wrapped in devastation. But it's still freedom, and freedom is always worth the cost. See you in the next story. Keep rising.